Dating these days is so hard. Why is everyone so casual? Everyone would rather commit crimes than commit to a relationship, you know?
You tell me, bro. I just got ghosted.
Like, will I ever find the one?
In this day and age, no way, man. Modern dating culture sucks.
Well, what exactly defines modern dating culture and why is it so bad?
A lot of things. A lot of things.
Welcome to Reassess, the series where we challenge the likes on topics and issues plaguing our minds. My name is Danny and currently I'm single, and in one word, my love life is...
My name is Danish. I'm currently happily taken, and in one word, my love life is perfect.
Lucky you.
My name is Chyi Ann. I'm currently also single and my love life is in shambles.
Today we're going to unpack phrases commonly associated with modern dating culture, all of which lead to many dating horror stories. The first one we have is situationships.
Ta-da.
Right. So, okay, what would you guys define as situationships?
Oh my god, okay, wait. I have like heard people say that it's just a talking stage, but for me I think situationship is more of like this secret third thing that like you legit want to take it to the next step but then you don't want to commit. To me it's a negative term actually. It means that you don't want to be in an actual relationship. You want the person but you don't want to have it or something like that, yeah.
I think, in my opinion, like situationships are exactly the same as like the talking stage. It's the stage where you get to know someone and you learn about their interests, get to know them better before the actual relationship. I think there's no point for the term situationship in the first place.
Yeah, just talking stage.
Yeah, it's just talking stage.
For me, I feel like a situationship would probably be like, you know, your friends, but the way you act is like you're in a relationship, right? You like go out together, but like from other people's experience, like my friends, they will like act like it, but then they'll also say that they're just friends. But even though like from the outside it doesn't look like it, but it really is just that. But also at the same time, like dating, it's confusing.
It's
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah,
So it's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Super complicated.
What is this casual trend on TikTok? You know about it?
Me, damn it. Bro, it's just literally like, okay, so was it casual when you like sang me like wrote a song about me and like it's like a sample lah, like it wasn't casual when you wrote me a song confessing to me or whatever, and then it's like just like this whole trend.
I think my TikTok feed is too much brain rot to understand this. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Cause they're saying like, is it casual or not, or is it not casual?
Excuse me?
Wait. There's like people who say romantic things but they mean it casually. It's like just a friend. Like it means nothing at all. You can say like I'm in love with you, but it means casual.
Wait, people do that?
Yeah, like I'm in love with you. I could kiss you every day, and I want to be with you forever, and I want to grow old with you.
Okay,
And it's just a friend. It's just in a friend way. I mean, even worse, they don't even mean it in a friend way. They just want to like.
There's no romantic connotation.
There's no moment. Yeah, exactly.
I think the main reason people do that, honestly, is because like they're afraid to commit.
Yeah.
I think most people are afraid to like give their all and like give themselves fully up to someone, and so they want those things, they say those things, but they don't want the commitment that comes with it.
Right.
And so they always say, oh, it's just casual, you know, I don't actually mean it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that is like borderline like emotional abuse. You know what I mean?
God, really? Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
borderline emotional abuse, honestly.
Right. You're just like making the person feel like that you're in love with them, but then it's not actually real.
You cannot just say like, oh,
I want to make out with you.
and expect the person to take that platonically.
Yeah, for real. It's like so mixed up already.
Like
And-
like hugging someone, I think that is perfectly fine platonically.
Yeah.
You know,
But
even for like holding their hand or something like that, I think
Yeah.
that's fine platonically. But there's a certain point where you need to draw the line and,
yeah, they need to.
like realize that you can't
Yeah,
just say
for
it
real.
expecting nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe when people like say like these like casual remarks, like these romantic remarks in like a casual setting, maybe they get off like some sort of emotional high. If you think about it, the thrill of like blurring the lines
Oh my
between
God, that's true.
romantic and platonic.
Honestly, people who say all this and then they mean it casually, it's more of like they are just too greedy. They want to like have the thing, but they don't want to like commit to it. So they want like the best of both worlds, lah.
Right.
So like yeah, that's a very shitty thing to do.
The next thing we have here is
3 months.
the 3-month rule. Yeah.
AKA I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't get it that much either, but from what I know, it's like sort of a trial period, like a 3-month trial period where couples test run the relationship and they basically just see if like they're compatible. And I think, in my opinion, I think it's a stupid rule to have because same thing like situationships. In my opinion, it falls under the same umbrella as talking stage. You don't have to fully commit to a relationship or like even like a trial relationship to see their likes, dislikes and red flags. You can talk to them and get to know them without the confines of like a relationship and still get to know all their likes, dislikes and red flags.
Yeah. From what I know, I think it's more it's like honeymoon stage, aka like you be the best, you be of your best behavior, and then after that you just like get comfortable and then start to like show off your red flags, and then after that you just like become the person you actually are, and then after that they see your true colors, and hence like they don't like already, then they will just like break up with you.
I mean, some people do say that the first time you meet someone, they'll put on like their best like impression of themselves, but give them 3 months and then like the facade will start to break off, and then they'll start to show their true colors lah. And then like nowadays, I feel like there are some couples out there that go on straight into the dating stage because there's dating apps and whatnot. Back then traditionally it would be like from friends to like lovers, kind of trope.
Yes.
And to me that kind of relationship gives more stability because you'll know them, right? You're already past the 3-month stage. In the friend stage. So if you don't like them, then don't date them. I mean, just no friends.
For real.
But if you're like straight away going into the romantic relationship, the 3 months will be in the relationship. And then if you see something you don't like, it will be a lot more awkward to like break off.
Yeah, that's true.
Regularly to me, this entire thing doesn't make any sense at all.
Right.
Because okay, if your relationship relies on this rule and it ends after 3 months just because you all realize, oh, this person has this thing or that thing I don't like, then you all weren't in a proper relationship to begin with. You all weren't even compatible in the first place. Because if after 3 months you realize, oh, okay, never mind, I don't want already, then it's like there wasn't anything there to begin with. So this entire thing is like stupid to me.
It's like, what is it?
Infatuation.
Infatuation. But then what will you constitute as like a bad thing a reason to break off the relationship? Like, because the end of 3 months you will break it off, but because of what? How serious is the thing? Is it a red flag or is it like an ick?
Icks are sort of like small things they do which maybe you don't agree with, maybe you slightly dislike, but it isn't something that is like actively detrimental. Red flags are things which could be actively detrimental to the relationship, like certain things that they do where it will probably negatively impact you or the relationship.
Like
so an ick maybe would be like you slurp soup like from the bowl. That's an ick. But red flags are maybe like, oh, I want to go with my friends and you don't let me do that. Or I wanna spend some time alone and you insist on spending it with me. Those are things which are like red flags.
Like checking your phone.
They're both like different types of flaws in a sense, but I think at a certain point you need to know what is too big of a flaw to break off something. Like if it's something small, something minuscule which you can just break off, then there's no point losing a whole relationship over it. But if you can't accept that your partner is like mentally abusive, then that's a different story because that is
run away, like literally just run away.
Just leave.
I don't even think. I mean, if you want to end the 3-month rule because of a red flag, then just go. I don't even wait until 3 months, bro. Does people actually like break it off because of an ick?
I think that just depends on the people.
Right, but then
because some people are like really picky.
Some people are picky.
So like if there's something minuscule like that they just don't like, they will just break it off over that. Even if like the guy or girl is like a genuinely good person.
So then is it just judgmental then?
I feel like some people have like unrealistic expectations of their partner. Ideal partner.
Speaking of that, right? One of the things I've been seeing a lot online is how people keep saying like, oh, if you really have like these issues with your partners, right? Like you are like fighting a lot, you should just take a break.
Take a break.
I partially understand the concept of like taking a break, right? It's like you still believe like this person is someone you would want to spend your time with. It's just that maybe you need to have some alone time for you both to reconsider yourself, right? And like really think about it without having that other person, so that you can have a clear mind. Because if you're with that person actively, and you're thinking about these kind of things, you'll probably have like a biased opinion because you still feel that responsibility that like, hey, I am in a relationship with this person, I need to view them positively. So if you have that break, I think it allows you to think more clearly about the situation. And on one hand, I can understand it, right? Because it might be helpful in some cases, but in most cases, I don't think it would do much, honestly. Like, what good is it gonna do?
I think a break might make it like fall out even more. I don't know, like for some cases, because like you're just not talking at all. I mean, wouldn't you like communicate and then like talk about it first before taking a break?
I think that's what most of them do.
But then after that, they will just like fall out.
In this relationship, to like take control, right? Like, I mean, like both parties like take control of the relationship. They should like, I don't know, if they want to take a break, I don't know, decide on like both decide on like a time.
Yeah,
right. Like a month. So
yeah. So I think it's just case by case.
It's case by case basically. Because there's certain things which is like not worth to take a break on.
Alright, let's move on. Ghosting. Okay. So based on personal experience, I feel like it's more of you're in a relationship, but then like after a while you realize that she's not the kind of person for me, he's not the kind of person for me, and we're so deep into we're like not really, I mean like we're like in that stage where it's like kind of serious, like actually quite serious, but you don't want to break it, you don't want to like personally say to break it off. So I mean it's easier because we're in a digital age, right? And it's like we're texting each other, especially if you're not in like the same school as you or something. So you can just easily just turn off your phone, block them. You're breaking up with them without telling them you're breaking up with them.
So it's just like a telltale sign that you are not interested in them anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of shit, honestly.
It's a kind of shit thing to do for you. I mean, I didn't do that. I cannot do that, okay? But
better not. Ghosting in itself is inherently just a bad thing to do, right? You really shouldn't do it. But at the same time, I think I understand why people would do it. Like obviously there's some bad reasons where they just don't want to meet the person and they don't want to actively tell them. They just rather kick them out of their life without saying anything. And then there's like maybe some people who feel like they can't bring themselves to tell this person just because like, you know, they are maybe socially anxious or they don't want to confront, they don't like confrontation. And that doesn't make it any better. But you know, at least it gives it a more understandable reason to why you would do it. But at the end of the day, I think ghosting is still like really, like it's something you should really like not practice at all. It should not be practiced.
Hot take for me is that if you're brave enough to start the relationship, you should be brave enough to end it.
Exactly.
I feel like on the receiving end of being ghosted, I wasn't even in a relationship. It was just like the friend doesn't even want to like text me anymore, so I lose interest lor. It's just hurtful to me. Like, do you like not find it worthy to like talk to me, or literally just to end the friendship? I have some people who ghost others also because they are like not brave enough to like confront them, so they just like do it the passive way. If you really want to respect them as a person too, like don't even leave them hanging also. You just like cut it off.
Give them the closure.
Yeah, give them the closure.
Like at least tell them why you want to break, why you want to like break away from them. If it's not their fault, at least tell them that maybe it's like something you're facing personally. Or even if it is their fault, let them know so at least they know what to work on, and what they can improve.
They can improve on,
So ghosting is just like
no.
No.
Don't ghost, guys. Don't ghost, guys. Be honest, guys. Be honest, yes.
Okay, so we have 3-month rule, situationships, ghosting. What do these things have names? Why do they exist, right?
One of the main reasons would be, as you said just now, unrealistic expectations, where the certain things they will just hold to too high of a standard, like maybe their appearance, their height, things like that, things which you can't actively change, and so it is to them like if they are not exactly fitting my standards, you know, I'll like ghost them.
I would say also the lack of commitment and like commitment issues. I think that's also like one of the other causes of situationship and like all that other stuff. Cause like if you're afraid of like committing and giving your all into a situationship, and you're afraid that if you actually give your all, then you like it ends badly, then what's the point of giving it your all? So like they just like start with situationship and everything else first without the commitments.
Right. I mean, if you don't like give your all, you don't try, you won't find it, right?
Exactly.
Why do you think that people nowadays have unrealistic expectations of their partners.
I think it comes to like. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, no, because I think it comes to like media is like an effect.
Yeah.
Because like you see K-dramas, the idol standards, it's all because of them. Like, I mean, not to blame them lah, because like it's like it's supposed to be like a very good story. So like you just put perfect characters inside them.
Yeah, yeah.
But then when it comes to the real world, they legit like they cannot meet the standards. Not saying they're bad people, but they cannot meet the standards at all.
Media really glorifies some forms of romance.
Yeah.
They all glorify that, like, oh, you meet this one person who is super different from you. Like usually it's like some like low class woman, and they got like one big strong muscly big businessman,
right.
CEO of X company,
Yeah, for real.
and they like really romanticize that kind of thing, and they have like the guy be like, oh, super tough, super strong, super wealthy, super rich. And I think like because those things are so popular, I think it really like sets the bar way too high for a lot of people.
You hear that? Your Korean oppa does not exist in real life.
I think another good you all know Book Talk, right?
Oh my god.
Okay, so I think especially nowadays, they are getting a little bit too,
Comfortable.
yes, in my opinion, they're like borderline glorifying abuse and stuff like that.
Right. Oh my
Like,
god.
I saw one TikTok of one of the books that was like, oh,
He held a gun to my head.
and then they have all these like heart emojis and everything.
my.
He says, oh, I own you now, and they're like, apparently it's a good thing. Like,
Oh my god, so sexy! Oh my god, so good! Oh my god, I want that for real!
it's so.
That's so.
Yeah. So those kind of things also, the fact that these things are being glorified and these things are being put on the internet for young impressionable women to see, men also. Well,
Yeah.
you get the point.
Yeah. People.
It puts a bad standard for women in men, and it also shows a bad role model for men to men.
Right.
And it's it's so screwed.
Oh my god, wait. No, I have another thing. Oh, because like they're like super red flags, right? The book characters. That's why people like yearn for red flags, and then they want to they want to like be in these situationships and everything like this. Cause like they want red flags, they want to like they think it's hot. Blah, blah, blah.
So speaking of red flags, I don't know if it's a sidetrack, but have you you know how they like made a movie for the Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Oh my.
And then you know how the people were simping for
Yeah.
He's a murderer. He murders people. What the fuck?
Have you ever seen those like alpha male podcasts? Andrew Tate,
Yeah.
Oh my
Fresh
God.
and Fit. There's this one bald guy, I forgot his name.
There's a lot of
But-
bold guys. I think
yeah, it's a lot of bold guys.
Andrew Tate also bold?
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the point is like those kind of people, right? Where they preach,
If your girl does this, break up with her.
and it'll be like the stupidest things. Like,
If your girl doesn't want to shave her armpits, break up with her. Because she's unhealthy, unhygienic. She is ugly.
like those kind of things. They're so like over the top and so stupid. And they usually focus a lot on like more traditional values. And when they say traditional, it's not like a few years ago or like a decade ago. They really mean like traditional as in like back when women had no rights, kind of traditional.
Like when women can't even go to school.
They think that if women nowadays don't act like they did back then when they were abused and had no rights and didn't have any say in anything
Neglected.
and that's neglected, then they are not real women. Obviously, like some real adult men look at these people and like yeah, but I think most have the sensibility to say no,
Yeah.
you're stupid. So they really target their audience to teenage boys. Guys would see this, right? And then they'll be like, yeah, I agree. If my wife doesn't cook for me, I don't want her.
If my mom is a traditional mother,
Yeah.
I don't want her.
Yeah. It really like plants this bad seed in their mind of what women should be like. And since nowadays, women, have rights, most
The
of
bare
them,
minimum.
like some would happily do that because it's just how they were raised and maybe it's what they
Yeah.
believe in. And if that's the case, fine. But most wouldn't want to conform to those standards.
Yeah. There's this like not I won't say it's trend, but it's more like the traditional aesthetic. This breadwinner father and this
like trad wife.
Yeah, trad wife.
Trad wife.
Oh my god, I think that plays to both genders. They
Yeah.
expect the male to be like, oh, breadwinner, and now they expect the wives to be housewives and with like a lot of kids. The men are like put to like weird standards,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
it's just harmful to both people.
Those traditional values preach things like misogyny,
Yeah.
white supremacy. I mean, not in this case, but
Yeah, I won't
like the point is like those traditional values are inherently flawed.
Yeah.
So not saying like current values are perfect, but it's
Better.
at least better than
Yeah.
back then.
I mean, there's a
And the
reason
things-
society has changed from that, right?
Right.
And the fact that they preach these kind of standards to kids nowadays means that what they believe will not line up with what really is out there. And then it
Yeah.
leads to all this like,
Right.
you know, all these like ghosting, situationships, 3
Yeah,
months.
because like
None of the relationships actually
yeah.
lasting.
Right.
My first relationship was a bad one.
I think he has some internalized homophobia.
She was talking a lot, like a lot. But as a joke, I was like, oh my god.
I think half the people who started watching this like skipped all the way.
Oh, can I leave the room right now? I'm like, I'm gonna rage quit honestly.
My condolences.